we look at different foam katanas and use them for training. This is the Kitsune clan, a group of sword enthusiasts who like cosplay, reenactment, and historical martial arts. If you have similar interests, feel welcomed. Katanas are fun to play, and thanks to a growing interest, we can get softer katanas to play a bit more freely, sparring, flow sparring, whatever you like, without a lot of gear. And we can buy these for rather cheap money as they are aimed at cosplay people. There have been different types of foam katanas, or better, foam bokken, in the past. Unfortunately, the foam was not very durable. It would have sheared off rather fast, especially when used against another foam katana, and they were rather expensive. They looked really ugly and they were quite wobbly. Overall, not a really good direction. The new LARP and also the cosplay katanas have a much better finish and they don't shear and rip off so easily. That does of course not mean you cannot destroy them. I'll link a video below where we shattered one of these katanas with another cosplay weapon. The cosplay swords are a bit less bulky than the LARP swords. We can see that here we have one LARP sword that it's a bit wider, bulkier, thicker, and the other one is a anime based type of cosplay sword. We bought it via a carnival store. Both have a really good katana type shape, and you can perform quite a number of traditional techniques with them. The advantage of the cosplay sword in comparison to the LARP sword, you can use a saya, so a scabbard. We used one from our polypropylene swords, so you can perform yai or batujitsu techniques with it. That's not possible with the LARP sword. This is simply too massive, it does not fit into the scabbard. Overall, both of these training swords are really useful. You can already see here they are lighter than polypropylene weapons or bokken, so they will move faster. But that also means there's less of danger to get injured, especially as you can also see they wobble a bit, so they take out a bit of the force, and the surface is a bit soft so that you really cannot shatter a bone with them. It's still of course a problem if you hit the eye or the throat, so there's a certain care that needs to be taken, but otherwise they are really nice in use. There are of course many more swords available, and here we have, for example, the ones from One Piece. The katanas from Zorro. Yes, that's the German way to pronounce it. They are a bit shorter than the two we just used, but they still have a really nice balance. The handle feels nice, and they in principle come with a scabbard that fits in color and in shape to the overall appearance of the katana. The scabbards miss some features that normal scabbards have, so if you want to hook them into the belt, all the structures that are necessary for that are missing, but otherwise you can use it. Why is there no scabbard for the red one? I'll link another video in the description box where we shattered the scabbard of this one while playing around with it. Otherwise, I have to say I like the One Piece katanas very much. They are not only well balanced, they feel good in the hand. Even a bit better than the other two we just tested, and definitely better than many of the other ones that we just tested. So if you want to be on the safe side, not too crazy, not something specific, try to get one of these katanas from One Piece. They are definitely useful for training most type of katana techniques, also in a traditional way, also when having fun with them without taking too much care. Definitely worth buying, especially you can get them rather cheap on most online sellers, and they are readily available almost everywhere. Another reason why I really like these katanas is, of course, they fit to my cosplay, especially the red ones. And that's another advantage of the One Piece katanas. They come in different colors, but they don't have very crazy patterns. With a mix of different colors, you can find something that matches more or less to everything. And here we simply look at another one, the white one. Further advantage of this one, the Saya still exists, and we can demonstrate that you can perform Yai and Batujitsu techniques with them. Of course, there are certain limitations what you can do with these types of swords in training. For example, disarms are less easily performed with these due to the give they have. It's not so easy to provide the necessary lever for a disarm. It's possible, for example, in half sword or disarms with the handle side. That's quite possible. Long lever disarms are less easy. Also, when you're working in bind, the give, the softness, the wobbliness of the blade can be a problem for certain techniques. Also, if you perform, for example, master cuts, Meisterheue, if you do a Krumpau, the effect will not be the same as with a steel weapon or with a polypropylene weapon, because again, the softness of the blade will take out some of the force, and so the result is not comparable to when training with the other weapons. The advantage is definitely without the gear, you don't have the negative side effects of the protective gear, and in this way, it comes closer to the way things have been used in the past, at least in certain aspects. As we have explained in other videos, I will link one in the description box. We think it's a good idea to go through all of these routes, train with soft swords, with polypropylene weapons, but also with steel weapons. As we have just talked about the katanas from One Piece, you can already guess which other franchise we have to look at, and it's of course Demon Slayer. In Demon Slayer we have a lot of different katanas, and you can get most of them as cosplay versions with PU foam, so soft ones, and that's what we are talking about here, right? So there is this large array of different katanas that we can get. How do they perform in comparison to the One Piece ones? They are about the same length, same dimensions. They also come with functional scabbards. That's definitely a plus. The colors are usually a bit weirder and more drastic. The tsuba, so the hand protection disc, has very often a weirder shape. The ones of the One Piece katanas are definitely more traditional. And a major difference is the handle construction, because the cross-section of the handles of the Demon Slayer katanas are more rectangular. And that was the case for all of the PU versions we had. It's better with some of the bamboo wood versions. There we have nice handles where the cross-section is oval shaped, but most of the PU foam ones are rectangular in cross section. That doesn't mean these are bad weapons. Just the point, the One Piece katanas are probably the better ones. You can guess already that that's not all. There are many more PU foam katanas available, and also some related swords that you can misuse for a katana. So this video is only a part 1. We will have a part 2 soon, comparing even more of these weapons. Hope we could inspire you. See you around next time.